Right, okay, what did I miss? Jesus, that was a long fucking ride. Works best. Yeah, pick up pieces of the story to explore and it comes together in an intense linear segment at the end. Yeah. I do think you don't get the story as well. Okay, so here's the other thing. So, when you were playing as Ezio or... I can't remember how the other one's done it. Immune Syndicate? I don't know, like the earlier ones. So, your equipment and what you were using was what it was. You could upgrade it when you got to story parts. Great, fine. You would find chests, get your money, whatever. When it came to your weapons, like, you know, your crossbow, your darts for berserk and for sleep. That, again, was story progression. So you didn't miss out on things by not going and getting stuff. Whereas here, you'll miss out on weapons. You'll miss out on armor. Which, yeah, is because, like, RPG, blah, blah, whatever. Not necessarily, not all RPGs have to have that. And if they do, they don't need to have as fucking many. You buy them, you craft them. Easy enough that way. Whereas when it came to the earlier games, most of the stuff that was there in the chest was just money. Did you need the money? Not really. You could ignore them. That's why if I was going after any of that for trophy-wise, I could do it after the game was over. Pretty much. It worked. It worked really well that way. I didn't feel like I had to go and get everything. Okay, which 3 of those rare ones were basically the side quests were excellent, so even though it had you milling about a lot, you never felt like you were trudging through padding material. I was gonna say 80 hours of gameplay. Oh yeah, this is so much padding. All I'm doing this for isn't for the actual event that's happening, I'm doing it for the experience. That's why I've got so many points. Ezio integration way more than the others. I wasn't even that. All of them, Syndicate before were good. Even Black Flag, even though you weren't in the Animus, you had it, you were a person working in Abstergo. I don't even know if you were part of the Assassins at that point, I don't think you were. I just think you were getting told what to do. But between chapters, you came out with what you were doing. You came out with the memories to go and look around the building. At that point, each point, you ended up with your security access, the different parts, different levels in the company was increased by the computer did. And you got a bit more. You got other things you could find along the way. It was nice, like a break in between. But yeah, they can't stop the roaming enemies from interrupting the flow. Bassam's just taking a bit. Yeah. Just don't know it. Collectathon variety of RPGs is good because it's very easy and cheap for developers. Drawback is very boring. Yeah, it is really boring. I'll do most of the shite in between and leave the bigger areas until I'm actually there in the location. I feel like this is for some reason it's such a boring environment as well. I should want to explore and not feel like I have to in order to fill a bar and check boxes. Well, here's the thing. In the earlier games, your health progressed along with you in the story. Anything else you were doing progressed along with the story. It was all integrated. Your weapons you got, your hidden blade, or not even a hidden blade, as I said, the crossbow, the darts, even the fucking rope shite from Black Flag and... was it Black Flag or Rogue? Or 3. A mixture of them. I'm sure that was all introduced with the story. And it was, you know, I enjoyed those. Now I feel like, okay, I have to go and get these big ones because I'll get my upgradable materials, which means I can then have better equipment, because if I don't, it's going to take me longer to kill things. And I need to go and explore everywhere so I can get the experience points, because you only get about 10 to 50 experience points depending on where you go, but if you go and do one of these world events, you can get like, what, 1200? Sometimes even a full level up. So while it's beneficial, it really does break the story and the immersion from it, I feel. I'm like, hey, what happened? What happened so many, you know, hours ago? Could always go off the beaten track and get a slight advantage. You could always rely on being plenty powerful enough to play the game however you wanted. Well, here's the thing. I had a hell of a time with one of the zealots that I just done. I don't know what power level he was. And part of it is because of the stamina. I honestly can't remember. Did Origins or Odyssey have a stamina bar? Yeah, skill with me, not for the area. I honestly can't remember if they did or not. Maybe I just try and forget the things that really bugged me about the previous games. Like in this one, I don't... More often than not, I'll get fucked over because I've tried to roll. You weren't limited movement, yeah. The fact that they're limiting you in movement, your stamina depletes when you dodge or roll. Your stamina depletes when you use a heavy attack. You can regain it back by using light attacks or waiting for it to fill up. But if it goes completely, your bars are greyed out and you can't use any of the stamina even though it's filling back up until it's full. That's the point. I get fucked over. So what do you think I'm playing, Dark Souls? That shit's ingrained from the beginning. This hasn't been. You can't... This is the issue when it comes to games in a series. When you change something like that... Tank Souls. When you change something like that, which is not a part of... You know, great. Change the way your loot drops. Change the way it upgrades. The fact that I don't get a multitude of loot anymore. That I don't need to bother about selling things. My inventory isn't going to get overloaded. Great. For fuck's sake, get rid of the stamina. And it does slow down the combat. Or means that I die. I don't die because, you know... I've fucked up my openings, usually. I die because I have not noticed stamina. Is it something that is actually kind of detrimental to my playing? It kind of does feel like it a little bit. So, whereas, okay, so I think you said, what were you doing? You'd went with Warrior, hadn't you, for Odyssey? In the Warrior route. You know, like overpowered and such. Whereas in this, stealth is great. Stealth, if I don't get seen...
This is a trap. Why would
is wonderful.
Give us her sanctum.
She baits
Even
us,
archery, for the most
cocksure
part.
and arrogant, but she
Pretty
cannot see
powerful.
failure in her path.
Her fearful wit would say otherwise.
Then when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, again, I'm going with the daggers because it's fast.
Best not to draw attention here.
I'm going with the daggers because it's fast, and any other weapon feels
Whatever we find
really,
there, keep your
really
head.
slow.
You chastise me like a
Shit.
child, Basim.
I guard you like a father. Nothing is served with your brutal end. You have much to do in this life. I know it.
More riddles, sly tongue.
No riddles. I sense a greatness within you both. Your destiny is not to stain the stones of this godhouse with your blood.
The daggers are just quick. It means I can get hits off without being slowed down. I tried the like the whip chain whip thing. Flail, that's the word. That's what I'm after. Tried the flail, and that was honestly horrendous. It was so slow. I didn't think something that looked so small would be so slow. I get your two-handed being, you know, slow. Yeah, well, I just tried it out.
She's still here. We'll burn this Christ house to the ground.
There's a key. What are you a key for?
What do you see?
How did I get in here last time? I'm sure I've been in this building. Maybe? I'm not even sure anymore. I'm looking for a window. Yep, there's my window. Oh great, Bastum! How? You're the one who's supposed to be sneaky as fuck. No, you're getting yourself in combat. I'm just going to go and make my way to where we need to go, and you can catch up later when you've done with your altercation right there. Guy who doesn't take anything until 60 hours in, once I've tried all weapons and all, with all builds. Yeah, I don't know. Holy shit, there's a lot of people here. Guess I'm doing this on my own then. What do you mean search for? One or two styles you can tell the designer really likes, so it tends to work. I feel a little better than the rest of the game.
Stop, you!
I got like 4 deaths from that. Shit. Like this. Good to see you're still having a good time there, Bassin, fighting. I don't know what's gonna happen if he's not here.
This must be the way to Fulke's sanctum.
Then let us go! Honestly, for me, it was going really aggressive with big axes and maces. You pick up enough offensive abilities, don't have to worry about defense. You can animation lock everyone. Well, here's the other thing. So, you've got all these skills, right? So you got some skills which are like passive. And you got your abilities. Quite a few unlocked. Now, if you're going warrior, if you're trying to go aggressive, you're probably going to get fucked over by his stamina. You'll think, hey, I'll use the skills. Which then means you actually do need to go and get everything. Because your adrenaline to use your skills is at random places. Across the different paths you can go along. There's some that I've not got here. There's one that I haven't got. So you could probably try and, like, you know, go straight to where you're after. If you then wanted to use the abilities instead of relying on instead of relying on having to manage your stamina resource. Then there's also, well, yeah, actually, because if you're going with heavy attacks, I think that's the one that depletes it. So even if you're not dodging, build wide, and like Odyssey were basically all OP builds went tall. Oh yeah, technically I am. You can get heavy dual wield, alter the stats and handling of each weapon. That looks awkward as fuck, I must say. Like, why have the warrior side with arrow stuff? I don't get it. Dude, honestly, I don't know what they were thinking when they thought about doing this game. It's one of these, I've heard people love it, and I'm like, nope. This is probably the worst and the most recent, at least in terms of the gameplay and the mechanics. For me, at any rate. The archery is good for the weak spots, so that's good. So when you're aiming your bow, you'll get like the, I don't know if you noticed that sometimes the bodies will have like the glowing parts. So if you can hit those, the enemy goes into a stun state. And then that, they're kind of downed and you can get some hits on them. Although my aiming for this is not good. And I killed him before I could get him in a stun state anyway.
Stench of her. Help me, Basim. Sigurd is within.
Yes, help me, Basim. I was trying to use the Raven to see what was going on. I hope he teleports here. Let's bang on his ass. Basim? Nope, he's gone. There's no hope for him now.
What does it mean? These word tangles that speak of elves and demons.
Elves? Strange writing. Saga stone inscription is read by Sigurd. Oh. Okay.
Details on the order of the ancients. Fulke ranks high among them, but it's not their head.
Dropped the sat nav on the way. He was asking locals for directions to the post office. Let our wretched origins be known. We are the instruments of the ancient gods. We are the refuse of the ancient world. Yet we are the hope for an era reborn. Let our great task be stated. We are the shepherds of our Creator's will. We are the curators of our Creator's tools. We are the new masters of the world they made. Let our loyalties be clear. The banner of understanding guides us, the mother of wisdom inspires us, the sacred voice fills our hearts with boldness. Let it be known. The men and women of the Order are the Order of the Ancients are the natural arbiters of the world. Let all those who oppose us perish in pain. We are everywhere and we are eternal. In the name of Mithras, the last warrior, go forth and dominate, reclaim the world as ours by will.
By Odin, this is a sick tapestry she wove. For every drop of his blood she spilled, I will take a meat horn more.
Volke's journal. I throw myself at the strange language that Emperor Louis made me decipher. All my knowledge of the Ancient Ones and their artifacts falls short of shedding even the thinnest ray of light upon this beautiful script. I'm going with Louis. Fuck it. Louis tells me these words come from an etching seen and transcribed by a young Platonus in the days of Charlemagne's oversight. I just want to picture the names. God, yeah. Louis does not know where in the world the original inscription was discovered. On a temple, a tomb, slab of rock, impossible to say. Again and again I consult the keystone in my possession, searching for correlations between it and the words copied from the etchings, yet nothing obtains. This should not be a surprise. The keystone itself is a mere fragment brought, I am told, from Norway by an invader Ragnar Lothbrok. For that reason, I call it Saga Stone. Did he know the true value of the object he carried? A fortuitous discovery. I have come into the possession of a man bearing the mark of the Ancient Ones upon his neck. Is she talking about Sigurd? I tremble at what this could mean. Could he be an ancient one reborn, or a child of such a one designed to make his appearance after so many centuries? Okay. I think, well, if she's talking about Sigurd, something was mentioned at the beginning. I don't know why it was mentioned. Or once we had Eivor a bit more grown up. Not right at the beginning, not when she was a kid. She's got on her neck a burn mark at the back. So a shaved bit of hair, I think it's on that side. And then they've got the scar that goes around the back of the, like, side and the back of the neck. Is she also marked? But no one knows it? Okay, I was gonna mean could be an ancient one reborn. Are they on about the sage or the... I don't even know anymore. Or child of one, of such a one, designed to make his appearance after so many centuries. I've heard stories of one called Aita, reborn. This man does not have the telltale eyes. Is that the one who was searching for a way to bring back... It wasn't Minerva, was it? I can't remember which one we're on about. The one that they finished in the comic. I've forgotten the names of them all. This is why you have to play them all before starting a new one. Okay, I will do all I can to probe this man for hidden mysteries. And with luck, the language of the Ancient Ones will open to me.
The Gospel of Mary Magdalene. Plans to the great fortress in Wessex. Is there something here we can use
Oh,
to
Juno!
reach it?
Is that the one? Who was it Aita who was after her? Like in Black Flag / Rogue. I think I got all the extra stuff I could read.
Sigurd.
Got 21 arrows. Hey, Kenobi. Gotta take out my axe. And I grab a torch. Is there whistling? Okay, there's rats. That looks like a torture device. Holy shit. Odin?
Eivor! What is it?
Tell me that
Wait,
you
what did
found
he run in with?
anything we can use.
I may
Oh,
have
paper.
a fortress in Sussex. The Order trained soldiers there.
We must be sure. Sigurd is running out of time.
He's like, what the fuck did she see?
Chua!
That was like an arm that had been opened up. Oh no.
Anything else?
Documents of interest to the hidden ones. Hythen will surely want to look. But for Sigurd, Porchester is our only lead. If he is in Porchester Castle, we'll need a massive army to crack its walls.
I have many friends in England now. If I call on them, they will come.
They will.
But?
Basim, she severed his arm clean off. Can a man survive such a loss?
Physically, he can. Mentally, it's hard to say. So much stress can drive a man to despair.
If you
Oh my god,
suggest
she's
he
seen
might
this
take
in
his
the
own
vision at
life
the
as
start, didn't
Tedman
she?
did, banish that idea. I must tell my people at the
He'd lost his
settlement
arm.
that their Jarl remains a captive. They will not take it well.
We will not fail again, Eivor. I'll scout ahead and send word to the settlement when I know more of Porchester. Be ready.
See, my playthrough, that's like 90 hours back. Actually, maybe not 90, maybe 85 hours behind. Take my hand. Okay. Wow. Okay. Notes on Sigurd's progress. Isolation. I begin with sensory deprivation. No light, no touch, no warmth, no voices. To unlock the god within, the man called Sigurd must retreat into the shadows. His true self may emerge in time. Water and bread, that is all I have allowed this beautiful man. He is something to behold. When he curses my name, I feel the power in his voice. When he struggles against his bonds, I hear the squeal of the leather straps and the grind of iron on iron. He has fight in him. To win this war against himself, he must relent. Sigurd does not yet accept that I have his best interest in mind, that I have taken him so that he may become his best self. He fights this idea, balks at it, and yet I notice certain hesitation in his voice when he speaks. He talks as if a man being talked over, as if voices interrupt the river of his thoughts is working. Blood flows slowly from the forearms. A few small cuts produce a steady but manageable stream. Weeks upon weeks, and very little progress. Sigurd has lost weight and physical strength, but his will is strong, and though he is beset by visions, he has not allowed them to take him over. It's time for a different approach. Sigurd withstands heat and pressure quite well. I made no permanent alterations as yet, but I may have to change. An insight. A phrase he screamed as the vice tightened around his head. I am the Lord of Justice. You will answer to me or die. This puts me on a better path. I know what I must do. I know what he must lose. Right, we're going back. If I'm done with this area. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, I need to go get these then. And then I need to go and do the raid over there. Wow. I didn't even need half of this shit. There's drinking. Very dramatic, but I wouldn't, having so many broad spikes create a bit of nails type effect. Usually less is more.
sacramentum aufer liquidae domino. Sic natura unis pia et pii sunt simula natura. Sed ic quod est
Where are all the
naturae,
guards?
nicis Deus manifestat arbiter.
Hey, you know what's really funny? We came here for like... Oh wow, it wasn't even a pledge, was it? No, it wasn't. Okay.
Dominus noster sapiens nubus vide collecta supra in terra teres. Et locus
I'll be gentle if they spot me.